Full auto. And that's on duster gas, guys. Very nice. If you've ever had a stock AK and turn into a Zenit Go, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, guys. Today, we're talking about the AKX by Tokyo Marui, and this is basically the AK that everybody wanted. So everybody always ends up buying a wood AK and they think it's cool for a time. Then you're like, damn, this thing's too long. Man, the ergonomics suck. Man, I just want to make this tactic cool. So you end up buying a Zenit Go kit and then you spend God knows how much on that when you could have just gotten an AKX. And Tokyo Marui has done that. This is one of those rifles where it's not really about the realism, it's more about the game. It's more about making sure that it is optimized for the game of survival game. So the AKX is supposed to be a gas blowback AKM, but designed for CQB. And you can see in the design, it has a short handguard, it has a foldable stock that can become even smaller, and it has a kind of straight upright grip that is good for like a shooting position like this. And yeah, man, this thing is goddamn cool. And I've used this in CQB a few times already, and I can agree that it is one of the best rifles to use in CQB, with one exception, which you'll get to later in the video. But we're gonna go right into it, tip to butt. Let's go ahead and get started. So first we have the flash hider, which is full metal. And this thing is custom. It is nothing like you've ever seen before. And you can remove it by pressing down this little button, just like the AKM, and spin it counterclockwise, and you'll be able to take this off and put on a tracer or put on a suppressor, whatever you may be. And then we're gonna move on to the iron sight. So the iron sight is also metal and it is adjustable with the little tool. Whether or not that's useful, that's just airsoft. And honestly, it's just an AK sight. And I gotta tell you right now, it is harder to see because you don't have that classic rear leaf. It is actually a little iron sight in the back, which is attached to the dust cover. And I gotta tell you right now, practically, it's not that usable. It's not, because you can't adjust it. The target acquisition time to like get up there and actually do it is like really long. It's like I could easily just flip this down and just look at the top side and just watch the BBs go. And I know I'm a guy that's like all about tactical and stuff, but honestly these days, bro, if I'm using this in CQB, which is what it's meant for, I'm just trying to find that front post and just going in for it like that. If I do want to make a precision shot, I can't even do that because you can't even adjust it. So what's the point? I don't see any purpose of this being here other than they had to just do it to be cool. It's pretty unique how they put it into here though. That's pretty cool, but I'm just throwing a red dot on here anyway. Let's talk about the handguard. It is a M-LOK handguard. It is full metal, and this thing is a big boy. It is heavy, and I think that's a little bit counterintuitive when it comes to playing the airsoft in the CQB, because you kind of want to have a lighter rifle to be able to hold this thing up. And because of the AK's design as a platform, putting a foregrip to kind of ease that is going to get in the way of the magazine. So you got to get like a special foregrip, and it's just like, didn't really work out. I guess I could just go to the gym, but it's a 6-inch handguard, very nice, compact, and it doesn't really take that much. It's almost as much as a pistol if you were to fully extend it out. But yeah, man, I like it. It's sturdy. I'm sure if they made it plastic like the AK Storm, it would be better, but it also feels cheap if you do that. So this kind of gives it that scuddy, like really nice, no wobble. It also has 2 QD points, one on here, which attaches to the back here, which is very nice actually. You could also just kind of sling it through with a regular sling point and just do a 1 point. It comes with some M-LOK. I only have one on here because I used to have another one to make it look cool. It fell off, but I like it because you can actually like pull into the rifle with this. I used to put a commando foregrip on here, but I don't really like using that anymore. But anyway, lots of options for your AKM, for your AKX when it comes to the handguard. No issues there. This part here, the leaf, actually does nothing. You can't actually remove it unless you're actually doing it for disassembly, which you actually have to remove 2 screws to actually disassemble. So this is purely just an imported thing from, you know, the AKM regular design. Speaking of the AKM regular design, the receiver is the exact same receiver from the AKM. It even has the 1975 insignia on there. And of course, these 2 pins here are removable if you want to install the Aaron Smith Master side mount. But I don't think you need to do that because the rail can support a red dot anyway, so there's no point putting that side mount on there. So receiver's nice, it's full metal. I think it's zinc or some zinc alloy or something like that. Tokyo Marui pot metal. Pretty good, pretty sturdy. You know, if the AKM was reliable, so is this. Let's talk about the magazine really quickly. So the magazine is a full metal magazine. This is the Bakelite magazine, actually. It's about double the price of the regular magazine. In terms of performance-wise, they run on duster gas. Now, as of 2025, you're not supposed to be able to get the old Fluon gas. You have to get the white gas by Marui, which doesn't have it, which means you lose about 10% power and some efficiency. So from my testing before, this would get about 2.5 magazines. So I assume with the weaker gas, it'll be about 2 magazines. So again, that also depends how much you're shooting, if you're rapid firing, if you're full autoing. But if you're playing in CQB and you're not spamming like a motherfather, you'll have plenty of mags to go around. But I have run out of mags pretty quickly sometimes. Very grippy. I'm sure if you had gloves, it'd be grippier. And yeah, dude, it fits about 35 rounds on here, and they're just running stock. So very nice, very easy, barely an inconvenience. I want to talk about the lower section here, which is the trigger guard, the trigger, and the trigger grip. Oh, pistol grip. Much better than that stupid AKM grip that just like digs into your fingers. It's nice and ergonomically designed. It's very akin to a Magpul K2. Very grippy, serrations, stipple. It's nice and empty, which means you don't have any additional weight, makes it light, and the way that it's angled makes it nice and straight for CQB shooting, which is very nice. The cool part now is the mag release. So the mag release is now an ambidextrous plus alpha ambidextrous mag grip. So before you would have the paddle grip, which would just go like this, and that's how you take out the magazine. So if I insert this like this, it just goes like this, and you'll be able to take it out. But this time it's a little bit shorter, or the angle is more straight, so it's kind of harder to do it unless you have the proper grip, which I don't know why I did that. Maybe I had to do that for the design, but to make up for that, they have added a little section here akin to a USP or an MP7, where you can just use your trigger finger now, and you can take out the magazine like this. So in reality, you can grab it from wherever you want now. So instead of having to grab all the way up on the receiver, you can just grab here like this. And it makes it actually a lot easier to tactical reload too. So before, what you would have to do is either you go like this, like so, or like that. Or if you wanted to do a tactical reload, you'd have to hold low on the magazine, go up against the receiver, and really just try and go up and then go like that. Which, you know, when you're in battle, it's kind of stressful to do that. So I've noticed now that it's a lot easier to just use the index finger and just kind of go like this. And this way you can kind of grab wherever you want now. Oops, wherever you want. You could even do some weird stuff like that. You could even do like, I don't know why you do this, but it's possible to do this now. I'm sure if you're ambidextrous as well, it's a lot easier to just go like this, right? So they've made it a lot easier to tack reload, which I think is really cool and a great design improvement, right? So let's talk about the trigger. The trigger is just the standard AKM trigger. It hasn't been upgraded or anything like that. So let's go ahead and ghost this trigger. Your hand over mine. Here we go. Oh. Nice hard reset. Ooh, how much play we got? A little bit of a wall, some mush, not as, yeah, there's some play there. But it gets hard right. Ooh, more, I got more play. There you go now, drops. Reset, very nice. Very nice, very nice. So it's a lot better than the M4 trigger, in my opinion. The M4 trigger is kind of ass, but the safety is quite nice because now it's like the AKS Storm one, and you can now do it, it's the advanced version. So you can do it from here instead of having to reach over and grab like this, which is kind of, you know, it's kind of sad because you lose that nostalgia, but dude, listen to this, bro. It's so much easier now to go to safe. But when I feel like when I'm going to full auto, I still feel like I like to just do this. But it's a lot easier and a lot more ergonomic. So the dust cover is removable, and it is also very tight. You might have been thinking before, like, oh, how are you gonna throw an optic on here because it's like so rattly, right? But in reality, it's super tight because of this trunnion here. And this trunnion has caused me issues because if you over tighten it, it will lock. The rifle would be too tight for it to cycle, especially if you're not using green gas, and it will just be a pain. If you guys are watching, use green gas, I don't think you'll have that issue, but for me, I had issues. So what I ended up doing is changing the recoil spring, so that kind of sucked. But anyway, this is how you quickly disassemble this thing. So take that out, prove clear, okay? And what you're gonna do is unscrew it like this. Very easy, very easy. Press the button just like a regular one and that's it. Okay, so you can see here it's empty, it's nothing special at all. And you can see this is how the gun operates. It has the gas piston and the bolt, which is only a half travel. It doesn't go all the way, sorry boys. And it has a nice spring that travels like this, the hammer down system and a Z plate system, which is really nice. So you can see how it operates. If I turn this on with Katakuchi mode, and you could be able to shoot this thing without having any bullets in it, and you'll see how it operates. So like this, right? So, see, very nice. Full auto. And that's on duster gas, guys. Very nice. To disassemble, very easy. You just pull it out. You have my 120% recoil spring because I needed to compensate for the thing getting stuck. And you just have the standard bolt and short gas piston. Very easy, guys, not an issue. And if you're familiar with AKs, it's the exact same thing. You're not gonna have an issue with that. But yeah, man, it's super easy to assemble and super easy to assemble again for maintenance purposes. Make sure you are cleaning your gas airsoft rifles regularly. I usually clean them after every game. So then when you're tightening it, make sure you tighten it all the way. But if you tighten it too tight, it won't cycle. So you kind of go all the way, kind of go back a couple and then kind of just tighten it back up and it should be no rattle. But yeah, let's move on to the stock. So the stock is not a Draco like this. It is foldable and it is made out of polymer. It is very sturdy and it's a lot stronger than you think. It has this little curve here, which is designed for Japanese airsoft because a lot of people play like this and they put the thing on their shoulder like this. And it makes it very flippable as well, which is very nice and compact. I've had some situations where I've had to use it like this, I have to use it like this, and it's very useful. And it's very good for transport, which is very considerate because people don't really drive in Japan when they go to airsoft, and you take a lot of trains and you bring it around in a bag, so it's nice to be able to have this nice and compact, put it into a luggage, put it into a bag, and you'll be able to go play your airsoft ball cringe whenever you like. So that is basically the gun tip to butt. Let's talk about its performance now. So, but before performance, let's chrono this thing. And this time, we're gonna be chronoing it a different way. And we're gonna be using this new tracer unit, the BT Cube. This is how it looks now with this. And what we can do is use the app. Yeah, so with 2 zeros and it's pretty cold, it's about 69, 70, 71, whatever that conversion is. And that's not bad, all things considered, you know? And that's like on a half hop kind of thing. It's kind of cold magazine. So you can probably imagine this thing goes up to 80 or something like that. But it's pretty good for what it is, and it has a new hop-up unit in there, which is the Maple Leaf hop-up. It also has a tight bore barrel by Lilacs in there. So when we're talking about performance, which we'll just move into right now, when it comes to gas blowbacks in general, is that they suffer from performance issues outside. So I don't like to use them outside for that reason. So what we've done is we've upgraded the inside, so it's actually usable outside for once. So usually they'll push about on 2.5s, they'll push about 25 meters, 30 if you really make it hop a lot. But with my experience with these Marui guns, I've noticed that even if you crank the hop all the way in not optimal weather, it'll go to 25 meters. So hopefully this goes farther now. Indoors, not an issue at all. This thing is a beamer. I've had a couple gameplays of me playing with this thing already. Great trigger response. The only issue is that because of this stronger spring and weaker gas, it kind of cycles a little bit sluggishly, and over time as the gas is colder, it becomes a lot less performative. But you know, you just got to reload, and that's just the nature of the use of gas guns. And then when you're in CQB, it's trigger response over range anyway. Accuracy wise, it beams, dude. Like I can hit straight right away, which is very, very good. But you know, again, like I'm mostly playing like this, so it doesn't really matter that much. But very accurate, very, very strong groupings, and we've done many tests of that before. And the only thing I would talk about, which is wrong with this rifle, is that it's designed for CQB, but it is heavy. It is a very heavy gun. It's very front heavy, and that's not ideal for CQB. When you're playing CQB, a pistol is like so much faster. My M4 Commando is a lot faster. This thing does, you know, I go to the gym and stuff, and like you work out and you can do it and stuff, but like comparatively, the ADS time is a lot slower compared to my M4. It's just not I mean, they've done what they could have done. They've done what they had to do. But it's just the nature of the beast of how heavy this thing is, with the big receiver being heavy. And of course the magazine being a banana, and that's just an AK thing. It's nothing to do with this. It's just that it's not optimal to go around corners with. Whereas if you have an M4, you can get the short mag and you can really go around corners really quick, which is very nice. But again, I'm not complaining about that, because you know, you're getting an AK and that's just what it is. But all things considered, with the nature of the beast, this is a great tool for CQB Airsoft. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace.